Welcome to the Inspire and Rewire podcast, where we do nothing but provide amazing value, and it is up to you guys to retain the information to change your life for the better. So pay attention, guys. I am here to talk to you guys today about what is a belief. What do you guys believe a belief is? See what I did there? Most people have the understanding of a belief being a set of rules that is true to them. In a sense, obviously that's not the wrong answer, but when we try to get to the granular of it and figure out on the microscopic level, not just zooming out but zooming in as well, you got to understand that a belief is just a set of adaptations that you've held to be true to you in a regard, because it's a set of thoughts that you've been having over and over again. And then those thoughts just turned into your quote unquote belief. Wherever you got that information, it really doesn't matter. What matters is the fact that you've retained it and now it's true to you and your reality. So I always tell people, you got to break your limiting beliefs. You got to break through those glass ceilings. You got to understand that life is so much more than it is. One of the examples I used the other day with one of my mentees on a coaching call, and I expressed it to a few other people. I think I even put an Instagram video about it. Was the only reason you believe $1 million is a lot of money is because somebody told you somewhere along your life that $1 million is a lot of money, and then you chose to adopt that belief and then believe and express that, hey, $1 million is a lot of money. But in reality, if I would have been in your life from day one, if I would have been curating you, if I would have been, fostering your life in my hands, and I told you $100 is a lot of money, you would believe that $100 is a lot of money. See what I'm saying? So the only reason that you believe certain things is because somebody somewhere in your life or something told you this certain belief, and then you adopted it as true to yourself. Because truth is oblique, I like to say. Because what's true to me can be true to you, cannot be true to you, or it may be true to you, but truth is subjective. So that's one of the reasons I can't sit here and tell you that you're wrong for thinking that whatever you think is correct, because what's true to me may not be true to you, and what's true to you may not be true to me. So what are we going to do? Sit here and argue all day about my belief and your belief, and then we can just sit here going back and forth, and at the end of the day, it might help, it might not. Most of the time, you're going to stay stuck in your paradigm, and no matter how much I try to elevate you out of it, if you're ready to listen to that information, it's going to be good. But most people who aren't ready to listen to that information, it's just a waste of saliva. So what you need to understand is that if your beliefs are only true because you've adopted them and now they're true to you because of that, why wouldn't you adopt beliefs that are serving you rather than hurting you? Why wouldn't you adopt beliefs that are actually useful to you? Because all your truth is subjective to what you take in, and then you believe that this is true now because you've downloaded it into your mental programming, into your DNA, and then now it's true to you. See, if you're under, I would say if you're 30 or younger, it's a lot easier for you to change your beliefs because you're not fully programmed yet. You're still malleable. You still have the capability to think outside the box in a certain sense. I believe once you start getting past, especially past 35, it's very hard for you to have a different set of beliefs because you're pretty much just stuck on being the same person that you're probably going to be for the rest of your life, unless you take some time out of your day to deprogram and then instill new values or instill new beliefs or be open-minded in a sense. That's why I could not, if my grandma's, rest in peace, my grandma, but I would not be able to teach my grandma anything new, not because she didn't want to learn it, but because she's so stuck on her beliefs. And that's the way that it is with any older person that you might know. They are literally stuck on their beliefs. So no matter how much you try to teach them something new, I'm sure you've heard the old statement, "Oh, back in my day, or in the good old days," or something along those lines. And those people are literally stuck in their subjective truth of what used to be should always be, and nothing should ever change. And when we grow up, the younger generation, even now, I see it within myself. Like what I used to consider good rap to me was like, to my parents was like, take that trash off, that's bad music. And then I'm like, man, what are you talking about? And then I grow up now and I hear, some of the new music coming out. I'm like, the fuck is this? And it's good to the new generation. They've adopted this new belief that this is the good music. They like this. But to somebody else, it's subjective. So all this to say that you need to be adopting beliefs that are actually serving you in order for you to be able to climb the ladder of life and elevate your spirit, elevate your consciousness, elevate your being, to understand that anything you want in life, you can have, literally. And I know that might sound a little corny to some people because they're like, oh, if I could have anything, I'd already have this, I'd already have that. And the fact of the matter is that those people who don't have what they want is literally because they're living their own truth, and their own truth is not serving them. People are living their own truth, and their own truth is not serving them because they adopted beliefs and values and thought processes that they believe in their soul to be true, but it's literally stopping them from leveling up to the next level. This might be one of you guys where, the classic example that I always use is money is the root of all evil. I'm sure you've all heard that somewhere along the line. And by the way, that's not what it says in the Bible. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. It doesn't say money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. But anyways, if you grow up in a household where everybody is telling you that money is the root of all evil, subconsciously you start to believe that. And so you grow up and you get older and you think, I'm going to make me some money. And you get to a certain echelon of making money, but at the end of the day, your subconscious holds you back because you subconsciously believe that money is the root of all evil. So no matter how hard you try to surpass a certain monetary echelon or a certain a goal that you're reaching, monetarily, as soon as you get close or you might even reach it, it's like a thermostat that goes off. Oh, okay, I've made $10,000. I've never made more than $10,000. Oh, I need to go spend some money. Oh, I need to, and you just start sabotaging yourself so you don't pass that because in your programming, you believe that money is the root of all evil. And so this isn't just with money, this is with everything in your life. And so why would you adopt beliefs that are literally not serving you? They are hurting you. And this is literally like 95% of society that goes through this because they're just programmed to be who it is that they're going to be. And this is why you can have, I'm sure you've known somebody who's ridiculously stupid, but they have money. I'm going to say that again. I'm sure you know somebody who's ridiculously stupid, but they have money. And it can come from the set of beliefs that their parents instilled in them young. If you come from a wealthy family, wealth is not new to you. That's your regular day normal. And so the way that you perceive money is going to be different than someone who had to come up in the ghetto and had to work super hard for everything they have and their parents barely got by. The relationship with money is going to be totally different. But just because they're ignorant in other areas of life doesn't mean that they're not going to attract money because their consciousness and their set of beliefs tell them that they're worthy of having that money. It's just regular to them. Now, they might lack something else, like they might not feel worthy of themselves or they might not feel fulfilled But that doesn't mean that money is not going to come. Money is literally just a tool, and you use it for what you want, and it literally amplifies who you are as a human. If you're already a egotistical piece of shit and you don't care for humanity and you get rich, you're going to be the biggest douchebag in the world. But if you're naturally a giver and a good person and you love humanity and you get rich, you're going to do a lot of good with that. You're just going to amplify the greatness that's within you. And so a lot of you need to let go about of this thought process that money is bad or whatever emotion you have tied to it. Money is literally just a tool, like a knife, like a hammer, whatever tool you can think of. You use it for its purpose. I can grab a knife and I can do harm with it, but that's not what it's meant for. Just because I can do harm with it doesn't mean that that's what it's meant for. And so you got to dissociate the negative programming you have with whatever it is that you're lacking in your life, and you have to bring that back into the reality of who it is that you want to be. You have to live in that essence. And one of the things that I've learned, I don't know if any of you guys know who Dr. Joe Dispenza is. He is a phenomenal human being. I've learned a lot of this stuff from his books, from his podcasts, and I want to have the privilege to go to one of his seminars. Just look into him. But one of the things that I learned from him is that in order for you to be able to feel worthy of getting what it is that you want, you must live in that reality now. See, most people have it backwards. Most people want to get the thing and then feel the emotion of having it. You know, most people want to get the money and then feel wealthy. And that couldn't be more backwards. What you need to do is feel wealthy, and then you'll get the money or whatever wealth means to you. And so one thing that you guys need to practice, or I recommend you practice, is sitting in your thoughts and bringing your thoughts into the deepest desires that you want and focusing on that. Focusing on how would it feel if I had the life that I desire, whatever that life is to you. Really sit down and vividly picture what that would feel like to you. And once you figure that out, sit in that emotion. Sit in that emotion, because the emotion is going to create a vibration, and then the vibration is going to transcend into synchronicities. And the synchronicities is what starts bringing everything together. Now, I'm not saying if you sit there and you think about being wealthy and you sit in that emotion, then you're going to go look at your bank account and you're going to have $1 million in it. No, what I'm saying to you is that the universe will begin to bend in your way, in a way of creating. And so the longer you sit in that emotion, the greater the vibration and the frequency. And then these synchronicities keep coming to you on everything that you do leads you to your desired outcome. So you might be finding opportunities that you never found before. You might be meeting people that you would have never met if you weren't in that, level of vibration or that level of consciousness. And so everything you have in your life, you've created. Absolutely everything. And a lot of people don't like to hear that because, oh, well, look at all these bad things that's happened to me. Boo-hoo this and boo-hoo that. What? I didn't create that. You think I created my mom leaving me? You think that I created, my dad dying, etc., etc. It's not that deep, guys. I'm talking about your personal life and your set of beliefs. I'm not saying that you manifested your dad dying or whatever. I'm saying that whatever you believe to be true is true to you. And because it's true to you, you follow these set of rules. See, most people think that, oh, if I do A, B, and C, I got these results because I did A, B, and C. Yes, you did. You did get those results, but not necessarily because you did A, B, and C. You did A, B, and C, and you believe A, B, and C to be true. And because you believe A, B, and C to be true, it works for you. But that doesn't mean that it's the only way. There's other people who have done the exact same thing you've done through a completely different set of lens and beliefs. And so you got to understand that whatever you want to be true to you will be true to you. But at the end of the day, you always must think about what it is that you're trying to create in your life and focus on that. Don't focus on the negativity. Don't focus on the pessimisticity. Don't focus on the negative vibrations or low frequencies or your parents telling you you can't do this or your friends judging you for doing that. Focus on the things that actually are going to help you create. You need to live in a higher set of vibrations and a higher set of frequencies so that you can start attracting everything that you want in life. So, first, you got to feel the emotion. And then once you begin to feel the emotion, you begin to sit in it and visualize it vividly. Then you'll see all these things start to pop up. But you can't just be a monk sitting there and then think that it's going to be some kind of video game that when you're done, everything is going to just be here. Like I always say you got to be, do, have. You got to be great, do great, then you'll have great. Right? So being in that essence, being in that vibration, being in those emotions. And then you got to do everything that you're supposed to do. How would a wealthy person act if you're trying to be wealthy? Whatever reality you're trying to live in. But how would a wealthy person act? What time would they wake up? Picture my wealth. If I was the wealthiest person that I can imagine myself to be, how would they respond to these circumstances? How would they think about the situation? How would they express themselves and begin to act like that person? So you do, and then finally, when you begin to embody all of these things, you'll finally have the result. And the funny thing is that when you finally get it, you get this dopamine and it feels good that you've achieved what you set out to achieve. But that dopamine starts to wear off after a little while. And then you'll realize that there's a whole new mountain to climb. But the fun thing about that is that now you can create it. Now you're not a victim to your circumstances. Most people live in the belief that they are the victim of their circumstances. And being or living in victimization is detrimental to your self-growth and development because nothing will be greater than what you believe to be true. And if you believe that you're a victim of your circumstances, you will be because you are. So learn to empower yourself, have positive thoughts, positive affirmations, and even in the way that you speak. There is power in your tongue. So whatever it is that you want to create, even speak that. Because a lot of people will say things jokingly like, "Oh, I'm stupid," or things like that. You're literally speaking ill into yourself. And I know this sounds like some that's some crazy stuff. Like, no, you're not living the reality of reality. You're living your reality. Everything that you do, speak, say must embody who it is that you're trying to become, what it is that you're trying to do, and it must be at the highest level that it can possibly be. You're doing nothing by speaking ill. So why don't you speak life into yourself? So do, have, guys. And when you do all of these things, I promise that your life will start to change for the better. Just try it. The worst thing that can happen is you come back and you say, "Oh, this guy was full of shit. I just wasted 15 minutes on this video and this guy was full of shit." But try this. Try this for 30 days. Speak life into yourself. Don't speak negatively in any way, shape, or form. Think about the life that it is that you want to have and vividly live in that emotion. And then do the things that you believe would take you there in the quickest manner. And if you do that for 30 days and you come back the same person, you can slap this video in the face because you're probably not going to see me in person. But whatever, I'll say you're right. But that's not going to happen because I know that when you do these things and you're genuinely acting from the highest authenticity of yourself, you're going to realize that, man, I've only got better since doing this. Speak life into yourself. Talk positive about yourself. Talk positive about your actions, what it is that you're going to do. Don't let anybody belittle you. Even if it's your friend and they're always saying some, slick ass remark, stop them in their tracks. Like, you might have a business going on, and that friend might come around and say, "Oh, you're still doing that little business of yours?" Stop them. You don't have to take that. Say, "Hey, nothing about me is little, bro. Nothing about me is little. This business is not little. So I'm going to need you to stop referring to this business as little. It's major." And if they can't respect that, or if they think that you're too much, then you don't need those people in your life. So speak life into yourself. Speak highly about yourself, because you should. You can only be great if you believe you are great. That's all I have for you guys. I hope that you guys found some value in this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll be back next Monday with another banger of a video and some great value. Alrighty, guys.